The mission of Impact Sports was born from the realization of the spiritual need around the world. Over the last 19 years, we have taken teams of players and coaches on over 85 international projects to 25 different countries on 5 different continents. We've had more than 250 different people go with us overseas. 164 of those were on their first ever overseas missions project. We have shared the gospel with almost 8,300 people on our international projects and have seen over 2,200 of them give their lives to Jesus. 90% of the trips we have taken have been to what is known as the 1040 window. The 1040 window is the area of the world that stretches from Western Africa to East Asia between 10 and 40 degrees north latitude. It is home to over 97% of the world's unreached people. For every dollar of Christian resources given to global missions, less than 2 cents is directed at reaching the unreached. North Americans spend about the same on Halloween costumes for pets as they do on outreach to unreached people groups. This is why we go. Over the last 10 years, we have served in 10 countries found in the 1040 window. These 10 countries represent 1.85 billion of the world's unreached peoples. People with little to no access to the gospel. They are why we go. But our international projects are not always for the people we are seeking to serve. Sometimes those that go with us are impacted just as much as anyone else.
I went on my first overseas mission project at the age of 25. I went to a place in East Asia where the sharing of the gospel was against the law. Now, I had heard of this before, but it was simply a statistic or just something a missionary might say. But on that trip, it became real for me. Halfway through the week, during our team devotion time, several of us shared our frustrations with our lack of opportunities to share Jesus in our conversations. We were worried that we would have raised all of this money, taken all of this time off work, and flown all this way, and then never have the chance to share with anyone. This emboldened one of my teammates to the point that at the next dinner, sitting across the table from one of the local teams we had just played, he quietly said, "Hey, let me tell you about my friend Jesus." I will never forget this moment because this moment changed the trajectory of my life. There was one guy in the middle who had been serving as a translator for his team, and he looked each one of us in the eye, and then he looked back at my friend and asked, "Okay, which one of you are Jesus?" I was speechless. In fact, I waited for him to start laughing and say, No, I'm just kidding." But he never did. He had no idea who Jesus was, much less understand the good news of the gospel. And what made it worse is that it was because someone else had decided for him that he was never going to have the chance to hear. That moment wrecked me, and I've never been the same.